So first things first, some of you guys took that last video way out of proportion. I said I am leaving the Summoners War community after the 10th year anniversary in roughly 9 months. I am not leaving today. I did not say I was leaving today. I did not say I was leaving YouTube. I just said leaving the Summoners War community after the 10th year anniversary because I'm going to be having, and oh, I did say that there was going to be less frequent uploads because I'm juggling so much stuff, working full time, and then doing videos on this channel and then other channels. Speaking of other channels, videos, new video on OMG Food right now. Go check it out. I'm sure there's a link right now over my face. But anyway, today's video is one of those videos that we're still making on Summoners War for the next 9 months or so. These are the 10 units that I find myself gravitating towards for an enjoyable gameplay experience this past month. First up is a unit that I did not think I was going to use anywhere near as much as I actually do, and the more time progresses, the more I find myself using her on an everyday basis, and that's Coco, the Fire Mage. The great thing about her is, especially in RTA, she's really good against those annoying passive bruiser teams. Ragdoll, Douglas, Kinky. She doesn't have to worry about crits, not crits, whatever. Don't build her with any crit rate. Don't build her with any crit damage. Just put a lot of HP and attack power on her. And she's a bruiser that does pure damage. She's fantastic. She's very similar to, I was going to say Douglas, not Dominic. She's very similar to Dominic. She's very similar to Mo Long. She is a great unit. And the more time progresses, the more I find myself using her. Next is a unit that used to be on nobody's radar at all, Liu Mei, the light kung fu girl. She used to be, before she got that crazy buff, she used to be an R5 unit. Some people used her in R5, a lot of people didn't even bother using an R5, but between her being Hall of Heroes and especially her buff, when all the Kung Fu girls got buffed, she got the craziest one of all. She strips, she decreases attack, she absorbs attack bar. She also does defense breaks with skill 1, and she can revenge, and she can combo her skill 1 into her skill 2, and her skill 2 into her skill 3. Next up is Eludia. Not that she's OP, just that we got her recently, so of course I've been playing with her. This was not a list of what the best units in the game are. This is just a list of what I've been enjoying playing with lately. So you know how Shung Pung will do defense breaks with skill 2? Sometimes will do defense breaks with skill 2, and then skill 3 will increase the cooldowns of your enemies. Well, the Light Espresso does both of those in one skill, in his skill 3. And also, that second skill, underrated second skill. When I first read it on paper, when they first came out, I was like, I don't know, that the second skill is not very exciting. It is pure damage. It's decreased the attack gauge, so prevents the opponent from getting a turn, or even if they violent proc, when they violent proc, it prevents them kind of from getting 2 turns, and pure damage. Pure damage is fantastic. Pure damage is great against especially things like Kinky. I used to use for arena offense Alicia, Shung Pung, because it will decrease the opponent's attack gauge and increase their cooldown. Shung Pung seems like he never wants to work. In theory, he is great when he works. If he doesn't, it is whatever. So I've been using Alicia Varad for the past, I don't know, couple months. It's been crazy. When Smicer first came out, I think we got her on Summoners War Doomsday or something. We also looked at her, some other people were playing around with her. I was like, this is really not as potential, like the potential was there. You could see the potential of some crazy stuff, but she really was not quite there yet. She got a buff, and now she is a ridiculous unit. People are using her, not even a meme thing. People are using her all the time. She's very effective. I find that the best way to use Smicer is more Raccoony, Smicer, and then see what your opponent's picking after that. Number whatever, it doesn't matter because this list is not in order or numbered either, is John the Fire Sky Surfer. So many people so focused on Oliver, so focused on Miles that they forget that John is also a really, really good unit. He does bombs. Yes, other units do bombs, but he also does a 1-turn bomb on one target, which means you can't try to cleanse things off. Whatever is going to move next, you just bomb them with the 1-turn bomb and then they're dead, or they're increased cooldowns and then they're dead. Like for example on something like Perna, Tyrannus, or Triana. So many things. John is an underrated unit. He's even pretty decent against well, first off, the bombs are attack based pure damage, so he's already good against something like Kinky, but even with just the skill 2, if he's got attack buff, defense break, or even, I think if he even just has a defense break, Kinky won't even revenge if you have enough attack power on him, because it will do enough damage without even needing to crit. You just have a bunch of attack power stacked on him, and you're solid. This guy was Masha before Masha was Masha. He's got immunity all the time, constantly. He's also an AoE crowd control unit that doesn't crowd control in the same way other units do. Like, for example, if something's immune to CC, it's still not immune to provoke. It can still get provoked by Rakan, and it's still effective against those units. This is a unit that you can sneak in, especially if you're fighting against Shampungs and Oliver. Rakan will counterattack when he's cooled down, so it's not really that he can be countered too easily. He is a sneaky unit that a lot of people are not prepared to fight, and he is effective more than you'd realize. Potentially the opportunity to strip the entire enemy team every single time she moves if she keeps getting attacked, of course, and stacking her totems. But this is a unit that, again, it's one of those units, like every time I pick her, it seems to have a high win rate. You can pick her in Siege, you can pick her in RTA, you can have an easy Punisher script clear team. By the way, if you're casual and you're struggling with Punisher script, this is an easy way to clear Punisher script, is the Fire Totemist, and she's also super easy to skill up. She just seems to always do well every time, unless you're fighting Juno. That's a different story, but for the most part, she seems to do well most of the areas you use her. And last, but definitely not least, Liesel the Water Vampire deserves his time to shine. This unit was so bad for so long. His big claim to fame was he could farm Fayman. That was people's justifications on building him. They're like, well, I wanted to build it because he's blue and he's a vampire and he could farm Fayman. But he was terrible at everything else. Now, he is so good with his skill 3 comp tools, just kept buffing and buffing and buffing and buffing. This last buff was the one that really put him over the top. So his skill 3 is an AoE, multi-hit, attack gauge decrease, defense break skill. He does so many hits. Number one, so many hits, really good with additional damage. You won't even have to put crit damage on him, attack power, whatever. Just make him fast, make him tanky, give him additional damage in artifacts, and he can do some damage that way. But he just nullifies so many opponents' turns by decreasing their attack gauge, and it is more reliable because there's so many hits that at least a few of them will land. You might not get everything, but you'll at least get some of them. He's great in TOA, he's great in dungeons, he's great in PvP, he's great in Guild Wars, he's great in... I bet I could stick him in arena offense. He'd probably work beautifully. I should probably do that. Maybe that'll be the next video. But this is a unit that, seriously, he has waited so long to be usable. He is finally usable, and he's definitely a very solid unit. I'm so glad that he was finally buffed to the point where he is one of the best 4 stars in the game. Not even joking. That's not a meme. That's not a troll. He's one of the best 4 stars in the game right now, just because he does so much with his skill 3. Anyway, that's it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you. I'm still making videos. Obviously, I'm still making videos. I'll see you as always in the next one.